I don't have hair.
Oof.
You got Marcos.
That's not. No, that's not.
Wait.
Yeah,
That's true. You do got me.
Get over here, Marcus. Let me look at you.
They don't want it.
Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay, Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still in the sauce with the show hand. Till then, his half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof of my life, better more than no proof. Like I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, and if I did, I never ever traded him. You never know what is a star like under the city, the driver's like fly. Gucci get large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever and cute as can be. You can watch us on YouTube with view for free. This one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time wonder what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Nah, maybe, Tommy. No promises. Good morning, everybody. Welcome on in. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. A somber day down here in South Florida as the Miami Heat's crazy ride comes to an end last night.
Is that young Jokic?
That's little baby Jokic.
Wow.
Little baby Jokic.
He's already 4'2".
I think it's a girl, actually.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
I said baby Jokic.
No, you said he.
Oh, okay.
I was just letting you know it's a daughter.
Okay.
I know you can't tell with babies. She's got a backwards
No.
hat on. How are you supposed to know?
No, and the way, I'm gonna just be honest. The way you guys wear your hair now.
What is you guys?
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Intangibles.
Whoa.
Oh, okay, dude.
Wait,
All
That's
right.
how we're starting it,
He
huh?
could be, wait, he or she could be 3 or 4 months old and have a mullet, right?
Yeah.
So
Little baby Jokic.
look, looks terrified. By the way, she looks terrified. Why am I so damn high? Right?
It must be something to have your dad be an actual giant.
Right.
Like it's.
So
but
all
I tell
your
you what-
friends come over, y'all hang on his arms.
Were you uncomfortable as I was? That as Jokic lifts up his little baby, that's how Big Brother Jokic lifted up Nikola.
Yeah, that was strange.
I was like, whoa,
What just happened here?
how can he do that? He just lifted him up like he was nothing.
Yeah.
So the Heat losing 5, gentleman's sweep, tip of the top hat to the Nuggets.
Yeah, they were the better team.
They were the
like,
better.
let's not,
Meh.
the season ended.
What do you mean, meh?
The season ended like it started.
What are you doing?
Look, it's just every one of those games was winnable, except for the one where they had two
But
triple
here's the deal. Here's the deal, Marcos.
Meh.
If you have a lot of those situations and you don't come through, you can put it on you, or you could just say the other team was better. That's why you couldn't get it done.
Well, that's the thing. Is
And that's what we like. Like, you look at all those moments, right? You look at all those moments where it was frantic and hectic and the Heat trying to pull one out, and Denver looked calm.
Mhm.
They never it was like,
And there was
"Hey,
always another-
you're in our playpen."
There was another guy who always would just step up with a margin play, whether it be Bruce Brown, whether it be Christian Brown, whether it be
Right.
Michael Porter Jr. yesterday, who finally showed up in the series. But I get it. Look, I don't think Marcos. I don't think it's a series that's not going to be without its regrets, or there's not going to be these moments where the Heat are thinking back on the summer and kicking themselves. I think Bam's going to think about some of those bunnies in the third quarter that he missed.
Yeah, a lot of missed. Like, here's my only problem that I had with the whole series is that the Heat have been known for being almost overly aggressive in the paint. And for some reason, there was more drive and penetration and kickouts to nobody than I've ever seen, them have during the course of a game or a series.
I mean, they cut Jimmy's free throw attempts in half. I mean, and that's going to be the other thing is we're never going to know because he's never going to tell us what he was physically by the end of this thing.
By the way,
yeah,
that's a cold tub.
Yeah, I saw that.
No, but I'm just saying, like, everybody's like, why is he just jumping in the pool? That is some ice cold water.
I did not know that.
That was like the only thing that it looked like he enjoyed celebrating with was
Yeah.
jumping in the cold tub, because like the videos of him afterwards, he looked
Yeah.
so uninterested in celebrating a championship.
He was sipping champagne, trying to cancel the parade.
There
It
was like,
very
yeah,
strange.
he was trying to cancel the parade because he wants to go spend time with his horses. He wants to just leave. He doesn't want to be in Denver. He wants to go. He
You
wishes
wonder,
that
is it like that when U.S. guys go play in European basketball?
I don't know.
But I'm
I
guessing
don't know.
like I'm just saying, like, yeah, I don't know.
I don't feel like Giannis was like not
No,
like
Giannis went and the first thing he did was get
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, but he was like his level of uninterest in celebrating was next level. But no, and I think getting back to it, and we'll get to some headlines here. Brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
We're never gonna know how healthy Jimmy was.
No.
Because he certainly didn't look like himself this series. I think they did a lot of stuff to bother him at the rim. And then you watch that little run that he goes on at the end, and you're just like, this is, you turn it on with 3 minutes left. It's like you didn't think to go to the 3-point shot at any point earlier, because it's like when you lose a game by that close a margin, you're not gonna sit here and not kick yourself over, man, we didn't tap into that a little bit earlier. So that's the stuff that's gonna be frustrating.
He didn't have any lift
No
ever
juice.
since. Just no lift. Like he normally, even his jump shots. Like, first of all, I said it last series, I've never seen Jimmy get more shots blocked.
I've never seen Jimmy steal a ball and get caught down in transition.
Right.
I've never seen that. Like that's usually like one of his signature plays. And KCP caught him. I was like, geez. I was like, all right, Jimmy.
I hate KCP so much.
KCP's beating the Heat now in two finals. I'm so sick of KCP.
I was gonna vomit when I saw that to put the game out of reach was KCP free throws.
Yep.
I was gonna vomit, dude. I hate KCP.
KCP now has 2 rings on the Heat's head. Very annoying.
He's the worst. He can retire tomorrow and he's already like he's done it. What can I ever say to him? He
Nothing.
has 2 rings on me.
Nothing.
I hate KCP.
I mean, I don't know if you're ever going to run into KCP, but
I will.
If you did,
yeah,
he could always just say 2 rings on your head.
Like I won't. Exactly. I can't say anything to him. I can't disrespect
one
him.
for each hand. He said, Marco, hey Marco, one for each hand.
And I'll be on the way out of the room crying.
Stunt Steve says it was the damn Zeller minute. I don't understand that. That minute's going to go down in lore, dude.
I mean,
how Cody Zeller continued to get thrown out there. And like we finally were like, yes. They brought Kevin Love in. We're like, Spo learned his lesson. No Cody Zeller. And then Hello Darkness, my old friend, just shows up at the start of the 4th quarter. We're like, no. And what happens? Jokic bucket, Jamal Murray 3. I'm just like, of course.
What does that have with a Murray 3? What did that have to do with Zeller?
It's just there.
Everything, dude.
Just there,
the
dude.
butterfly effect, dude.
He's just there. Like they had, like
that's not what that means, Marco.
I think that's what that means.
It says butterfly effect. That's not what that means.
I think like him and Duncan Robinson blew it under the basket. I was just like, so he's
I never seen more missed shots at the rim.
Yeah.
My God. We didn't want to make a shot. For
and it was like that was Bam's playpen for most of the year.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden he's bricking it. Jimmy was afraid to go. And I would say this is that at some point it becomes more about the other team than what you did or didn't do. And so when you give the other team credit, you give them credit. And that's what I'm gonna do, Denver. I'm gonna just say, like, it was a tall ask.
It was a really physical, fun game that came down to the margins. This series to me is always going to come down to game 4. It's always going to come down to game 4.
Mm-hmm.
If you were really going to be serious about winning this series,
you had to win.
You had to win that game with Jokic off the floor, 5-point game. That's where the series was lost. Like that's you can't. You're going to sit with that in your stomach of kicking the ball all around. And yes, Bruce Brown gets the credit for closing it, but like you're in your building, their stars off the floor. That's where the series comes down for me. If you that gives you your wiggle room, that gives you your margin for error. You don't have to go into a hostile environment for a championship and be ruined by 60 seconds of Cody Zeller.
Wow, dude. I've never felt that way about someone's play. I don't think I've ever seen someone enter a game and have so much fear, confusion, and anger.
I don't understand why they put Cody Zeller out there.
Yep. Look at it. They already started.
I know. Wow! Leroy's
I want Dame Dollar. I want a bona fide score.
Wow.
I'm telling you.
I would love Dame Dollar.
You listen.
Have you given up on the big man hunt?
I've never seen him just come
Ever
out
get
of,
on a big man hunt?
Yeah.
if it's
Let me tell
Dame.
you something. I'll put some extenders on Dame to make him 6'9".
Leroy will let those little kids in the Bobby mask
Yeah.
go play center for the Heat if it means they get Dame Dollar.
Wow.
Yes.
Switched up.
No,
I like it.
Look,
It's Dame Dollar.
because
Yeah,
here's
no,
the deal.
I agree.
Here's the deal, and I'm saying this with all respect to what the Heat have done.
Yeah.
Okay. If I insert at any point in time a bona fide score, Jimmy does better, Bam does better, and all those ancillary pieces are more open because you got a guy that can score the ball. And if you look at all the teams that the Heat have beat or the buzzsaw that they ran into, they all had that dude. Jimmy said he's not that dude.
But Jimmy's opposite day. Like, here's the thing where I get you, but you can't be Jimmy Butler walking off the floor of the Knicks series and being like, best player in the world shows up and shut your ass down. You can't be the guy who says I'm the best player in the world and also be the guy who tells the media I'm not a scorer.
But he's really not.
No.
You know what I mean? We know the scores in this league. You know the guys.
But he's a closer.
Oh, that's different.
Is it?
Yeah.
Like, what are you looking for?
Okay.
You're looking for a guy who could just go give you 40 on the reg, who can give you 7 from downtown?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a bona fide score. Go look at all the teams that were in the playoffs. They all had that dude.
Okay, and the Heat eliminated half of them.
Oh, okay. What I'm saying is this. It may get you there.
I don't really know what
culture may get you there. But that star, that bona fide score, is the guy that's going to get you the chip.
Look, I'm not going to argue because I want Dame Dollar and I would love that on the team. Don't get me wrong. That being said, I mean, this was also a title, an elimination game that had 80 points in it.
No, I do understand that. But that being said, their bona fide score had 26.
Yeah, our bona fide scorer broke his hand. That's our problem. We
Right.
have a scorer.
But that's my point. It's not a knock on anybody that plays for the Heat. I'm just saying, you think Pat Riley's not seeing that?
I'm sure.
Okay.
I'm sure, but I think it's one of those things where, like, I do think that he has a center in Bam who had a good first half. He needs to work out. Like, it's funny with Bam. Like, I do feel like with him, he's got to work out. He's got to polish up the easy stuff. Like, I felt like I watched him do so many difficult things to get buckets, and it's like
it seems like the simple stuff eluded him.
Yeah.
Right.
And
No,
so,
I
like,
got you.
And he's only 25, so I think there's growth there. But, like, I'm not disagreeing with you. I do think that their question was the question. The one thing with Tyler Hero being out that you did miss is you never really got the answer for, can he be that guy on this stage?
Right.
You don't really know.
Correct.
And so,
well, guess what?
we may never find out. Yeah, it's true, though. We may never find out.
And this, look, man, what this team did was fun.
It was awesome.
It was unbelievable. And you
got to see them shock.
I dehydrated so many nights riding them till the end of the game.
You got to watch them
jacuzzi.
because everything was a roller coaster ride. So many double-digit comebacks. You got to watch them eliminate Giannis, and Giannis redefine what the word failure means.
The Mecca Bros.
You got to bounce the Knicks, and you got to bounce the Celtics.
Right.
So,
right.
It's a pretty awesome run.
And you ran into a buzzsaw. When you think of all the things that they had that gave you problems, length, depth, bona fide score, Jamal Murray, who, like, he had the one game and they shut him down for the most part.
But he always had a clutch shot.
He always had a clutch shot. And then Aaron Gordon, a side note, all of a sudden he's standing near the rim dunking all the time.
Yep. This guy.
Yep.
Aaron Gordon.
So,
like, let's not forget KCP and the two Browns. Like, both of them.
Crazy.
Intangibles, even though, I'm going to call them both intangibles, even though.
I understand.
Okay.
Take a quick break. We guys can we can get to some of your calls 305-567-0560. You're streaming live on YouTube and Twitch, Miami 560 WQAM. You guys can get in on the chat. Back with more after this.
WQAM broadcasting live from the Ed Moore.
Where is the moment we needed the most?
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. You think this is on Jimmy's playlist today for the 3 IG songs?
Let me just tell you.
I think we should be
Had
more
enough of that.
celebratory.
I'm with you.
What?
Yeah, because
I
although
like how
it was,
mature you guys are being.
although it was a tragic ending to the season, you got a whole lot farther than any of us thought.
It was a crazy year.
Right.
It was a crazy year, and you got to eliminate. Like, dude, do you know how crazy that would have been if they would have been able to eliminate the best 3 records in the NBA?
Right.
That's insane.
Doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen. I mean, like, this is the second 8 seed to do it, the first one to do it in a real season, 7-game series the whole way.
Mhm.
So yeah, man, it was a great run. It was just a disappointing ending because I do think Denver was better. I think they executed better. They've been a better team all year, but I do think that the last 2 games were close. They were close, and it could have swung that, but that's what Miami thrived in, is they were always able to execute late, and Denver outdid them in that.
It's weird because the one thing that I found amazing about Denver is they never seemed stressed or panicked.
Yeah.
And that is the sign that the Heat usually had throughout this, postseason and throughout the season.
Well, I
with
thought
the comebacks and stuff like that, is that they never panicked.
I did think for a second we were heading to blowout city in that first quarter, because when the Heat had the Denver turned the ball over 4 times and the Heat got no baskets out of it.
Oh, you're like,
and then after, I think it was Jeff Green who blew past Jimmy, I was like, oh no, this is going to be like
Jeff Green.
I'm like, this is going to be
who's older than Jimmy.
Yeah, this is going to be 2012 Game 5 when the Heat lit up the Thunder. I thought it was going to be something like that, but
Right.
To Bam's credit, Bam really held it down for the Heat. Strus, who obviously had not a great finals, but he after that bad Game 4 where he was really down on himself, he bounced back in a big way. Kyle Lowry, awesome job by Low Dog, I thought, especially in that third quarter.
Mhm.
So it just wasn't enough. That's the thing that's tough about it. Let's hear a little bit. Do you got the sound in, Marcos, or you need a couple minutes?
No, I got him in.
All right, let me hear from Bam Adebayo, and this is his thoughts on the season and how they willed their way through it.
Man, you take the experience of this season, and you can just bottle that up, and everybody just have their own portion or rewritten story of it. The number one thing I think it would be will. So looking forward, I think this is, one of my favorite teams I've ever been a part of, because we willed our way through ups and downs. We willed our way through, the things that people said we couldn't do. So for me, man, the future, I just take these lessons and I apply them to the next season. And whenever we go through adversity, I'm always going to look back and be like, we've been through adversity before. Having the 8th seed in the finals isn't normal. It isn't easy. People think, it depends on what seeding you are, is how good you're going to be. To me, that's, and obviously this season showed different. So, just looking forward, I'm always going to believe that we got a chance.
There you go. Bam Adebayo after the Game 5 loss.
Mhm.
With a lot of thoughts that I think are fair. His second finals loss, Jimmy's, Duncan's. Tyler didn't really play, but that foursome there has now been
Both finals.
no, he played in the bubble finals.
Who got hurt in the
Gogi.
Gogi?
All
right.
Yeah, remember Tyler had the snarl.
Mm-hmm.
But this is two playoffs in a row where he was hurt in the conference finals last year. But this one was just it was a dumb play by him. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he was diving for no reason, but it was freak luck, just terrible luck on his part. And Spo's I don't, it's just a challenge in a game like that. Do you bring him? I think he was basically saying look, this is a defensive game, possession game. I don't know if he trusted putting Tyler out there in that. That being said, they went 5 straight minutes without scoring a basket. So
Wow.
Yeah.
How?
it was tough.
How did they? It was so
Because
so tough.
that's
dude.
you know what that was? That's what the season looked like when it started. I mean, pretty much.
Here's Jimmy. Everybody's of course asking about the ankle. If you thought that he was going to give you an update on it, you guessed wrong.
0. My ankle's fine. We just didn't win. And there's no excuse. They beat us. That's all I got.
There you go. Not surprising.
Which
he's
nah,
he's
that's
not
not.
gonna win
He's good.
that.
But I wouldn't be surprised if in a week they say, "Oh, he had a procedure done."
I actually would be. Oh well, proceed. Do they have to announce that?
At some point,
Mm.
like maybe a month from now, they say, "Oh, he had a procedure done a month ago."
Um,
Feet and hands are very weird in that there's so many bones and not a lot of blood flow, and so it makes it sometimes real difficult to heal, and that's why they do surgery to put reinforcements in there, screw or something along those lines. You got a lot of ligaments and stuff like that there too. So I don't know. We'll see.
And finally, here's a little bit of Eric Spoelstra. This is saying that his team very relatable with the year that they had.
Yeah, we would have liked to have been able to climb the mountaintop to be able to get that final win. But I think this is a team that a lot of people can relate to. If you've ever felt that you were dismissed or felt that you were made to feel less than, we had a lot of people in our locker room that probably have had that, and there's probably a lot of people out there, that have felt that at some time or another. But also the way this team handled setbacks and adversity, to develop a collective grit and perseverance. I mentioned this before, that hopefully these are lessons that'll transcend this beautiful game, that hopefully these are lessons that we can pass along to our children, that even though it is sport, that you can learn, lessons of life from this game, and that you can persevere. You can handle what people may view as many failures along the way, and become stronger from it, and to be able to overcome things and find beautiful things on the other side of that. Now, obviously, we didn't get the final win, but sometimes, that's true in sport and also in life, that you don't always get what you want. But there's no regrets from our side. Everybody, staff, player alike in the locker room, put themselves out there and put themselves into the team, whatever was best for the team. And the tough pill to swallow is it just wasn't good enough. We ran it up against a team that was just better than us in this series. And you have to tip your hat to them. That I said it, but they're one hell of a basketball team. They play the right way. They compete. They're well coached. They have a strong culture. So for this season, they deserve this.
Eric Spoelstra. There you go. Well said. Even quoting the Rolling Stones there, dude.